Now, some of us might have like slow boot up times, and obviously no one wants that. I am going to go over some possible ways you can speed up your boot up time. Under your start menu, start typing msconfig. Then you're going to pull up it's basically how your computer boots up, and it's going to list everything that it does. So ignore the general part and the boot part, because these two parts are just telling it what to do. So like, load your system services and load up your start items. That's what basically helps. Those are the programs that run when your computer starts booting up. The boot part is your operating system. So if you have multiple operating systems, you can select which one you want it to load. So if, for example, I have Windows 7, it's going to start booting that one up. But if I had Windows 8 or XP under there, I could select it and it's going to boot up that operating system instead. So to start speeding up some of your boot up times, you can click the Services tab and just kind of go through these on like things that you don't need. Like, look, I don't need fax because I don't own a fax machine, so I can just uncheck mark it. But you can also see that some of these are running and stopped. If they're running, that means they are running in the background. But if they're stopped, they aren't running at all. So I don't have Bluetooth, so I really don't need that kind of stuff enabled. Startup. This is once your computer boots up, these are the programs that are going to immediately boot up with your computer, and it could slow it down quite a bit, and it can be annoying. So I unchecked mark origin because I hated getting that pop up all the time of saying, hey, you should log in. So I just disabled that. But one thing that does suck up a lot is your virus protection, or at least mine does anyways. And that I use Bitdefender. The NVIDIA stuff can be quite draining, so if you prefer not to have it, like, this is just junk in my opinion that I don't really need, so I'm just going to uncheck mark that. And then when you're done with everything, hit apply. Another thing you can go to is your other services. The services are what's also going to boot up with your computer on boot up also, depending on your startup type. Automatic means it's going to boot up with the computer, but if you right click one of these, and you can hit stop or restart, but if you go to properties, should give me it. No. Oh, yep, there it is. If you go to properties under general tab, startup type, if you want it to boot up still, select automatic delayed start. What that does is after the computer has booted up all the way, then it's going to boot up these programs too. That way it's not, draining your, what's it called? Your processor. So your processor can focus on other things first, then focus on that. So it's not going to take up all your CPU and RAM at that time. Otherwise, if you want to do it just yourself, you can select manual and just do it yourself if you absolutely need it. Disabled is just going to prevent it at all, altogether. So I'll just keep that. And there is some ways on how you can speed up your boot up time. Now, if you're in the Services or msconfig tab, and if it doesn't let you set to disabled or automatic delayed start, that means the computer does need it to boot up. And so in a way you can't really screw it up. Like for me, if I try disabling my antivirus or setting it to manual, it won't let me. Once I restart, it automatically puts it right back to automatic. So the best it'll let me do is automatic delayed start. And that's how you can boot up your computer a little faster.